Ever pondered why the allure of the night scene seems to be dwindling? Let's start with the financial investment it demands. It's no secret that the cost of fun is rising. To put it into perspective, consider this. For many, buying just one drink at a club requires an hour's worth of work on minimum wage, and that's not even counting the clubs that charge you just for the privilege of walking through their doors. Now, let's delve a bit deeper. Consider the average guy who's hoping to meet someone special on a night out. He's not just dropping cash on drinks for himself, but also often for the potential partner he's trying to impress. The result? He can easily spend a full day's earnings in just a few hours. But here's the kicker. The chances of this average Joe actually finding a partner at the bar or nightclub are akin to finding a needle in a haystack. We're talking 1 in 1,000. So what does this mean for our friend? Well, if his main goal is to get lucky on a Friday or Saturday night, he might be better off hiring a professional. At least with a prost, the outcome is guaranteed, and he'll likely save both time and money in the long run. Now, we're not endorsing this as the best or only option, we're just highlighting the harsh reality of the nightlife game. It's a high-stakes gamble where the house, in this case the club, always wins. The players, the patrons, often leave with lighter wallets and not much else to show for it. So the first blow to nightlife is the steep price of participation. It's a cost that many are finding harder to justify, especially when the return on investment is so uncertain. As we'll see in the next scenes, there are several other factors contributing to the decline of the night scene. But for now, it's clear that the high cost of fun is making many think twice about hitting the town. Next up, let's consider the rise of the homebodies. In recent years, more and more people have found comfort in their own living rooms. Whether they're diving into a gripping novel, leveling up in a video game, or simply enjoying some well-deserved downtime, home has become the ultimate destination. This shift is perhaps not so surprising. After all, who wouldn't want to swap the deafening beats and flashing lights of a club for a cozy night in? But it's not just about leisure. Many people are also choosing to stay in for personal development. They're learning new skills, taking online courses, and even starting their own businesses from the comfort of their homes. The internet has made it possible to explore a world of possibilities without even stepping outside. And let's not forget, there's no cover charge for your own living room. The recent pandemic has also played a significant role in this shift. As we were all forced to stay home for our safety, we adapted. We found new ways to entertain ourselves, to connect with others, and to stay productive. And even as the world starts to open up again, many of us have found that these new habits are hard to break. Staying home has become more than just a temporary solution. It's become a lifestyle. And it's a lifestyle that offers many advantages. You're in control of your environment, your schedule, and your activities. There are no overpriced drinks, no long lines for the bathroom, and no pressure to impress anyone. So why would you spend your hard-earned money and precious time on an unpredictable night out when you could be investing in yourself or simply enjoying your own company at home? The answer for many is simple. They wouldn't. The second reason, our homes have become our favorite hangout spots. In the number 3 spot, we have the users and abusers of the night. You see, the nightlife scene isn't just about music, dancing, and fun. There's a darker side to it, a side that's all about manipulation and exploitation. Just picture this. A group of women strut into a bar, dressed to the nines, ready to party. But there's a catch. They're not there to spend their own money. Oh no, their plan to use unsuspecting men for free drinks, free food, even for a bit of attention and validation. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with enjoying a free drink or two, but when manipulation becomes the game, it's a whole different story. This is where our guys come in. They're there, wallets in hand, hoping to gain something from the night. They're buying rounds, ordering food, all in the hope of getting lucky. But here's the kicker. In most cases, these men don't even get what they're hoping for. They're left high and dry, wallets lighter and spirits lower. So what's happening here? It's a classic case of exploitation. These women are using these men, taking advantage of their hopes and desires for their own benefit. And the worst part, this isn't an isolated incident. It's happening in bars and nightclubs all over the world every single night. This isn't to say that every woman in a bar is out to manipulate men or that every man is being used. But it's a common enough occurrence to be a significant issue. It's a game with winners and losers, and more often than not, it's the guys who end up on the losing end. This kind of exploitation is not just harmful to the individuals involved, but it's damaging to the whole nightlife scene. It's creating an environment of mistrust and disappointment, where people are more focused on what they can get out of others than on enjoying the night. Our third strike against nightlife is the exploitation that often occurs. It's a sad truth, but it's one that can't be ignored. The nightlife scene is changing and not always for the better. Fourth on our list is the lost art of socializing and dancing. Remember those days when the dance floor was the heart of a nightclub? When the rhythm of the music pulsated through the crowd, drawing everyone together in a shared celebration of the night? Those days seem to be fading into a distant past. Today's club scene often feels more like a static exhibition, with people more focused on their phones than the person next to them. In the golden days of nightlife, clubs were social hubs where people met, mingled, and moved to the music. Striking up a conversation with a stranger was the norm, not the exception. Dance was the language that broke the ice and created connections. It was an essential part of the club experience. But now, that social dynamic has drastically changed. Approaching someone on the dance floor is no longer seen as an invitation to dance, but often perceived as an intrusion. Some women, and men alike, have grown wary of these approaches, especially if they're not coming from a tall, handsome stranger. Instead of the friendly exchanges of the past, these encounters can quickly turn uncomfortable, with labels like creep being thrown around. This fear of rejection and humiliation discourages many from initiating conversations, let alone dancing. And then there's the actual dancing, or rather, the lack of it. Dance used to be a form of expression, a way to connect with the music and those around you. But now, it's as if the dance floors have lost their magic. People seem to be more comfortable standing around, drinks in hand, sticking to their own circles or glued to their screens. This shift in behavior has turned clubs from vibrant, social spaces into impersonal stages where genuine interaction is scarce. So, what's happened to the social interaction, the camaraderie, the dancing? It seems they've been replaced by a more superficial, disconnected experience. The energy that once filled these spaces, the thrill of meeting new people, the joy of moving to the beat, it's been overshadowed by a culture of caution and detachment. Our fourth reason? The death of the social atmosphere that once defined the nightlife. Finally, let's look at the bigger picture. Nowadays, more and more people are shifting their focus from the fleeting pleasures of nightlife to more substantial long-term goals. The allure of the immediate is losing its shine, replaced by a growing desire for lasting value and meaningful experiences. Consider this. Instead of shelling out a small fortune on a night of debauchery, many are tucking their hard-earned money away, saving up for bigger dreams. Dreams like traveling to distant lands, starting their own businesses, pursuing higher education, or building that crucial emergency fund. And speaking of travel, there's a fascinating trend emerging among men. Instead of squandering their resources on a night that may or may not end in success, they're packing their bags and heading abroad. Destinations like Thailand and the Philippines have become hotspots for these passport bros. These men are not just looking for a quick thrill, but a chance to immerse themselves in new cultures, sample exotic cuisines, and yes, engage with women who offer a refreshing change from the Western dating scene. This shift in priorities hints at a broader societal change. The superficial glitz and glamour of the club scene are no longer as appealing as they once were. Instead, people are seeking out deeper, more fulfilling experiences, investing in their futures and personal growth. Our fifth and final reason: people are prioritizing their long-term goals over short-term fun. So, is nightlife really dying? It seems the trends are pointing in that direction. The high cost, the rise of homebodies, the users and abusers, the lost art of dancing, and the bigger life goals are all contributing factors to this shift. Nightlife, as we know it, is certainly evolving, if not fading. It's a fascinating conversation, and we're keen to hear your thoughts on it. Before you go, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe with bell notifications, and share this video. Until next time, keep questioning everything.